Now, John Nicholson, Barbara Callahan, Bob Wells Weather, Randy Scott with sports. This is Eyewitness News.
Good evening, I'm John Nicholson.
And I'm Barbara Callahan. If things keep up the way they're going at the moment, Clearwater is about to get a new mayor, and her name is Kathy Kelly.
There is some way to go yet as far as counting the ballots.
Here's what's happening tonight. The real business of the Republican convention is at hand. The GOP about to nominate President Reagan for another term, and John Nicholson is standing by with a live report. Pasco County Sheriff John Short must wait another day to face the grand jury probing his department. And the governor wants new investigations of all child abuse complaints at Florida daycare centers for the past year.
We will be going back to our typical summertime weather pattern.
USFL and NFL to go head-to-head in 1986.
And some homework you'll have to complete before your kids will even get into school this year. Coming up on 44 Eyewitness News.
This 44 Eyewitness News Break is brought to you by Burdines.
Good evening, I'm John Summers. St. Petersburg residents who live around the Jones chemical plant site are out in force tonight protesting the continuing operation. Jones spokesman says that attempts to shut down the facility following yesterday's fire are not justified. We'll have more on this tonight. Now this. And tonight on Eyewitness News, some precautions for women past childbearing age. Disaster victims turn to disaster relief, and we'll preview Howard the Duck all tonight on Eyewitness News at 10.
This is Tampa Bay Tonight, your first late news with John Summer, sports with Bob Alvarez, and weather with Wendy Ross.
This is a WTOG 44 news break sponsored by Cash and Carry.
Hi, I'm John Summer. Feminists are upset, and the man they're upset with says he apologizes tonight. Attorney Frank Vaccaro is gaining quite a reputation for himself. We'll tell you about that. And look at the way that attorneys try cases outside of court and in front of the cameras. Also tonight, the Tampa Bay Storm goes for its last regular season win before the playoffs. We'll take you there live. And a look at a rally for Pee Wee, all tonight on Tampa Bay's First Late News, 44 News at 10.
This is a WTOG 44 news break.
I'm Diane Roberts. Here are some of the stories we're working on tonight for 44 News at 10. The Tampa Bay Storm hits the field tonight, and with them comes excitement and big business. We'll look at how the team is helping the Bay Area. Also tonight, a Tampa attorney is under fire for the way he's handling a much-talked-about rape case. We'll have that story. And tonight, the story of growing sinkholes in Dunedin. Join us tonight on 44 News at 10.
You're watching WTOG TV. Your first late news is next.
Live, Tampa Bay's first and only primetime newscast with John Summer, Wendy Ross with tomorrow's weather, and Bob Alvarez with tonight's sports. This is WTOG 44 News at 10.
Tonight, the future of this suspended city councilman lies in a St. Pete courtroom, and what happens to him will likely affect this man. Good evening, I'm John Summer.
I'm Rob Sumner.
Amtrak crash.
The victim takes the witness stand in the trial of Dr. Charles Myers.
And NASA tries again in the morning.
Today's weather was paid for by the Florida Chamber of Commerce. I'll let you know if the price goes up tomorrow. I've got your exclusive AccuWeather forecast coming up.
And 3 Indian Rocks police end up in deeper doo-doo. I'm Evan Bacon. I'll have a live report coming up.
44 News at 10 is next.
You're
watching Florida's Superstation. Now, Barbara Callahan, John Summer, Wendy Ross, Bob Alvarez. 44 News at 10.
Looking for answers from the Amtrak crash in Kissimmee. Good evening. A Kissimmee man says he's not so sure that a call was made in time.
Yesterday,
You're watching Florida's Superstation. Now, Barbara Callahan, John Summer, Wendy Ross, Bob Alvarez. 44 News at 10.
Live, local, and late breaking. This is the UPN 44 10 o'clock news. This is breaking news from the UPN 44 10 o'clock news. From the Paramount Television Studios in Tampa Bay, live, local, and late breaking. Barbara Callahan, Patrick Emery, Chief Meteorologist Justin Kiefer, and Beasley Reese with sports. You're watching the UPN 44 10 o'clock news. Coming up next.
The doctor who cut off the wrong leg is in trouble again. Stand by for this late-breaking story. A wild day of weather as some roads get washed out. A driver wipes out going across the Howard Franklin. Our cameras take you up close for the pictures. You at 10, police in Manatee are looking for a sweet-smelling robber. The original 44 10 o'clock news begins right now.
Live, local, and late breaking. This is the UPN 44 10 o'clock news.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. A Tampa surgeon who once amputated the wrong foot is back in trouble with state regulators. UPN 44 News has learned the State Department of Health has issued an emergency order.
Tampa Bay's CW44 News at 10 is presented by the law firm of Catania and Catania, putting families first for over 28 years.
You're watching Tampa Bay's CW44 News at 10.
Good evening and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Ty Russell. Coming up tonight on the CW44 News at 10, coronavirus concerns leading to a state of emergency declaration from Governor Ron DeSantis. And President Donald Trump pays a visit to Central Florida, but his visit wasn't what was initially planned. Plus, spring break scams, the new warning from Florida's Attorney General as college students across the state enjoy time away from the classroom. But first, here's meteorologist Jennifer Correa with the first look at your forecast.
All right, good evening, Ty, and good evening, everyone. So it was quite a breezy day. Wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour at times. Now,
Tampa Bay's CW44 News at 10 is presented by Moss Nissan. At Moss Nissan, our goal is to never lose your business over price.
You're watching Tampa Bay's CW44 News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Mike Cunio. Coming up tonight on the CW44 News at 10. The fight for Florida heats up as President Donald Trump and Joe Biden compete for undecided voters. The Hillsborough State Attorney's Office announces a new plan of action to stop racial injustice. And it's spooky season, how one car wash is going all out to help kids celebrate Halloween safely. But first, here's meteorologist Craig Setzer with a look at your forecast.
Well, it was a hot October day today, made it up to 93 degrees, breaking the old record of 92. Going forward, sunny days, still on the warm side, highs in the 80s, lows in the 60s at night. So most areas pretty nice, and right now no tropical threats.
WTOG, as far as the eye can see.
Barbara Callahan, tonight on 44 News at 10.